Are you ready for the moment that changed everything? Because what Caitlin Clark just did against Italy didn't just win a game. It ended an entire debate. When the game started, something felt wrong. Team USA looked flat. The energy wasn't there. The offense was slow and predictable. Italy wasn't backing down either. They matched every basket, every possession. By the end of the first quarter, the score was tied. Fans in the arena started whispering. Was Team USA actually struggling? For a moment it looked possible. Then the coach made a decision. Caitlin Clark checked into the game. And within seconds, everything changed. Clark caught the ball near the logo. Without hesitation, she launched a deep three. Splash, the arena erupted. But that was just the beginning. Next possession, Clark pushed the pace. A lightning-fast break. A perfect pass through two defenders. Easy points. Italy suddenly looked confused. They didn't know who to guard. Then Clark did it again. Another deep three, another explosion from the crowd. Possession after possession, she controlled everything. Perfect passes, fast breaks, deep logo shots. It was like watching the entire game flip in real time. And remember, she was doing all of this coming off the bench. Within minutes, the scoreboard started telling a different story. What was once a close game turned into a complete domination. Team USA pulled further and further ahead. Italy had no answer. By the final buzzer, the result was unbelievable. Team USA won by 34 points. But the most shocking moment wasn't just the score. Somewhere during those incredible minutes on the court, Team USA made a coaching decision that nobody expected. A change that left fans and analysts completely stunned. And when the game ended, the numbers told a story no one could ignore. Caitlin Clark didn't just play well, she dominated the entire game. Her stats were incredible: points, assists, impact. Everything pointed to one conclusion. Clark wasn't just the best player for Team USA that night. According to the numbers, she might be the best player in the entire tournament. And honestly, the stats make it hard to argue otherwise. But what do you think? Did Caitlin Clark just prove she's Team USA's best player? Let me know in the comments below.
How did that feel? Second game out.
I mean, I thought the game was a little funky. But it was good. I mean, I obviously I think their zone kind of threw us off. I thought it kind of slowed down our pace a little bit. We didn't get as much in transition, so I think if like another two plays, I'll just continue to play with a lot of pace until I think something.
For months, the basketball world argued about one question. Was Caitlin Clark really ready to dominate at the highest level? Some people believed she was already the future of basketball. Others said the hype was too big and too fast. Critics claimed international basketball would expose her weaknesses. But on one unforgettable night against Italy, everything changed. And by the final buzzer, the debate was over. Because what Caitlin Clark did on that court wasn't just impressive, it was historic.
That's just the build-up to games is probably the hardest part. Like once you're in the game and you're playing and you're flowing, like you don't think or realize anything else. It's almost the build-up to get to that point. So I think that's kind of, for me, like getting back in kind of that routine of how you prepare on game days and things like that. But I think after the first and second game, it'll be like second nature, like it's always been. So more than anything, just really excited to be here.
Once you start those games, it's 5 games in 7 days.
Yeah.
Just how are you going to ramp up to that and just make sure?
I guess we're going to find out like really quickly like what type of shape I'm in, and I feel like I've put myself in the best possible shape that I could be in at this point. And you know, sometimes almost the first game is the hardest, but once you get into kind of the flow of things and you figure things out and you kind of get your wind back, you're in a little bit better of a position. But
The pressure before the game coming into the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, the spotlight was already massive. The United States women's team entered the tournament as the #1 ranked team in the world. But this team looked different. It was younger, faster, and filled with rising stars. Players like Paige Buecher's Angel Reese and several WNBA standouts were all trying to prove themselves. But no player carried more attention than Caitlin Clark. The star of the Indiana Fever had already changed the popularity of women's basketball. Every game she played attracted millions of viewers. Every shot she took went viral. But critics still questioned one thing. Could she dominate internationally? Could she lead Team USA against experienced national teams? Or would the pressure finally catch up to her? Those questions followed her right into the matchup with Italy.
Ain't gonna complain. She ain't gonna say nothing. She gonna go out there and do her job, which that's what she is supposed to do. But as a fan and as a person that witnessed Caitlin Clark display elite basketball talent, there's no way in the hell she should have just had, what, 8 points? I think Caitlin had maybe, what, 8 points today? Like, are we serious? Like, are they for real? Like, what is we doing here? I mean, the level of disrespect is at an all-time high.
A slow start that shocked everyone when the game began. Something strange happened. Team USA didn't look unstoppable. In fact, they looked uncomfortable. Italy played with confidence. Their defense was aggressive. Their ball movement was sharp. And suddenly, the scoreboard showed something fans didn't expect. The game was close. Very close. For the first time in the tournament, Team USA looked vulnerable. The offense stalled, shots weren't falling, and the energy inside the arena started to shift. Fans began whispering, was this the game where Team USA finally struggled? Was Italy about to shock the world? Then something happened that changed everything.
It's almost like they saw the success from yesterday and then was like, hey, let's make it tough today. Let's just make it ugly today and see if we can get a dub. That's what it seemed like. Like, we had moments, right? I'm not going to say the entire game was just awful. We had good moments. We had moments where the ball was moving around, right? But for the majority of the game, man, it just seemed like we wanted to go a slower pace. We wanted to try sets. It just did not look like good basketball, man. And honestly, it kind of looked like the offense was kind of running away from Caitlin a little bit. It looked like it didn't want to necessarily run through Caitlin, but it just did not look like Caitlin was involved in this offense, man. I don't know, man. And then honestly, I'm like, yo, after a great game yesterday, I would think you would start Caitlin today and at least give us some Caitlin Page action after seeing the success.
The moment Caitlin Clark took control with the offense slowing down, the coaching staff made a decision. They needed a spark. They needed someone who could completely change the rhythm of the game. And there was only one player capable of doing that. Caitlin Clark. As she checked into the game, the crowd erupted. Because everyone knew something special might happen. But nobody expected what came next.
Caitlin Clark being sabotaged by Kara Lawson and Team USA. What's going on? What's going on? Team USA beat the brakes off of Puerto Rico as they should. It ain't no competition out here. Let's be real. These games ain't gonna be competitive. This is they playing against YMCA level this is not gonna be competitive. But Caitlin Clark is being sabotaged. Hold on, you mean to tell me Angel Reese done started a game, Paige Beckers is starting. Everybody get to start but Caitlin Clark. Everybody's starting but Caitlin Clark. Y'all got me.
The first shot that changed the game, Clark touched the ball for the first time. She dribbled past half court. The defense stepped back. And suddenly, she pulled up from nearly the logo. The shot looked impossible. The arena went silent. The ball flew through the air and then swish. The crowd exploded. In that moment, the energy of the entire game changed.
What happened? Where was all the transition offense from yesterday? Where was all the team ball from yesterday? Non-existent today. You know what happened? I'm just speculating here. Kara Lawson, preparing for today's game, she got tapped on the shoulder. Tap, tap, tap. She looked behind her, and there she was, staring at Kara Lawson. Stephanie White. And you know what Stephanie White said? Slow it down, coach. Slow it down. You see all the publicity Caitlin Clark's getting today? Did you see the news? Everybody's talking about Caitlin Clark. We can't have that. The transition offense, Caitlin Clark making passes that nobody in the league has ever seen before. We can't have that. Slow it down, Kara Lawson. Switch it up. We got to make everybody else shine.
The pass that broke Italy's defense, but Clark wasn't finished. Not even close. On the very next possession, she attacked the defense again. Two defenders moved toward her. They expected another deep three, but instead, Clark fired a perfect pass across the court. A teammate caught it under the basket. Easy layup. The Italian defense froze. They realized something terrifying. They couldn't predict what Clark would do next.
Our energy's been good, and I thought that carried over today. I thought Ryan, really got our offense jump started with her ability to knock down the three-point shot. I thought Caitlin's playmaking ability, really kind of got us going, got into a nice rhythm in that second quarter, and scored a lot of points. So a lot of good performances from today. Pleased to get the win and looking forward to tomorrow.
A basketball masterclass over the next several minutes. Caitlin Clark delivered one of the most impressive stretches of basketball in the tournament. She controlled everything: the pace, the spacing, the momentum. She hit deep threes. She launched fast breaks. She created scoring opportunities out of nowhere. It was like watching a magician with a basketball. And suddenly, the scoreboard started changing fast. Very fast, Team USA began pulling away. What started as a close game turned into a growing lead. Italy tried to adjust, but nothing worked.
To answer questions about the starting lineup. Because at the end, she said, well, everybody's playing a different role and they're the number one. I don't want to hear none of that. Why is Kelsey Gray starting 2 games in a row and we have seen no production out of Kelsey Gray yet? None. Why is she starting 2 games in a row? Why come you took the ball out of Caitlin Clark's hands? Because to me, from the outside looking in, and I just hate to even put this narrative out there, what I seen today looks very similar to what the Indiana Fever run with Stephanie White.
The numbers that silenced the critics by the time the game ended. The result was stunning. Team USA defeated Italy 93-59 in a dominant victory. But the score wasn't the most shocking part. The statistics told an even bigger story. Clark finished with an efficient performance, helping lead the offense and creating opportunities for everyone on the floor. Her impact went far beyond the box score. Every possession ran smoother when she had the ball. Every defensive rotation reacted to her presence. Every fast break seemed to start with her vision. It wasn't just scoring, it was leadership.
Shout out to Mick Talks Hoops. By the way, this is the style of play that Stephanie White wants the Fever and CC to play. This was painful to watch. Painful to watch today. Ken Swift, not quite the same teamwork and love fest we saw yesterday, and our play reflects it. I'm telling you, if Puerto Rico was a halfway decent team, it would have been a 10-point game. If Puerto Rico was a halfway decent team, it would have been a 10-point game. Playing iso ball out there, Cock Copper, oh, I don't see you. Angel Reese, yeah, I'm dribbling right by you. A lot of bloopies today.
A performance that changed the tournament after the Italy game. Something became clear. This wasn't just a good performance, it was a statement. Clark wasn't just fitting into Team USA. She was transforming it. Her style of play brought something unique: speed, creativity, confidence, and most importantly, fearlessness. The type of fearlessness that forces defenses to panic.
Yeah, I think taking care of the ball is probably going to be our focus. I think we could have moved the ball a bit more. I don't know how many assists we had, but I thought we could have probably passed the ball. I think about these games, the paint was really, really clogged, and we want to get easy finishes at the rim, but I think also get the paint to be ready to take it out.
And would you say that it was due to Puerto Rico's defense or just offense not
Puerto Rico did a great job, but also I think we could be better offensively.
The comeback story nobody talks about. What makes this moment even more emotional is what Clark had been through before the tournament. Just months earlier, she had been dealing with injuries that interrupted her season. There were questions about whether she would return at full strength. Some analysts wondered if she would struggle to regain her rhythm. But when she stepped onto the international stage, she looked stronger than ever. In her Team USA debut earlier in the tournament, Clark recorded 17 points and 12 assists in just 20 minutes. That performance alone shocked fans, but the Italy game proved something even bigger. She wasn't just back, she was better. The rise of a new leader. For years, Team USA had been dominated by legendary players. Superstars who carried the team through Olympic runs and world championships. But every generation eventually passes the torch. And after the Italy game, it felt like that moment had arrived. Clark wasn't just another talented player on the roster. She was becoming the heartbeat of the offense. The player who could completely shift a game with one possession. Fans around the world react as highlights from the Italy game spread online. The reaction was immediate. Social media exploded. Fans posted clips of Clark's deep three-pointers, her no-look passes, her fast break plays. Even basketball analysts began saying the same thing. Caitlin Clark might already be the most impactful player on Team USA. And suddenly, the conversation changed. The debate wasn't about whether Clark belonged on the team anymore. Now people were asking a different question. Was she the best player on the roster? The team's incredible tournament, run the Italy victory, wasn't the only impressive result. Team USA continued dominating throughout the qualifiers. They defeated New Zealand in a massive 100-146 blowout, extending their winning streak. The team remained undefeated. Their defense was relentless. Their offense was explosive, and Clark continued to play a major role in controlling the game's tempo. Why this performance matters: the Italy game may not have been the championship, but it may have been the most important moment of the tournament, because it proved something that statistics alone cannot measure: confidence. Clark now looked completely comfortable running the offense for Team USA.
I'm excited for them. I'm going to be rooting them on to win gold.
Caitlin Clark won't be going to the Olympics in Paris this summer. The WNBA rookie was left off the Team USA roster. 3 sources say her omission was partly over concerns about how her fans would react when she would likely be getting playing time. Caitlin, through it all, says she's good. She's going to be working towards the next Olympic team.
Honestly, no disappointment. I think it just gives you something to work for. That's a dream. Hopefully one day I can be there, and I think it's just a little more motivation. You remember that, and hopefully in 4 years, when 4 years comes back around, I can be there.
Her teammates trusted her, her coaches trusted her, and most importantly, her opponents feared her. The message sent to the basketball world: international basketball is known for its physical defense and disciplined systems. Many players struggle when they first transition to that style. But Clark didn't struggle. She thrived. Her deep shooting stretched defenses further than they expected. Her passing opened gaps no one saw coming, and her leadership energized the entire team. The Italy game showed the world one thing: Caitlin Clark isn't just a rising star. She's already a global basketball force. The beginning of something bigger as Team USA moves closer to the next international championships. One thing is becoming clear: the future of the team may revolve around Caitlin Clark. Her style represents the next era of basketball. Fast, creative, fearless, and incredibly exciting to watch. The Italy game may have been only one step in the journey, but it might also be remembered as the moment when everything changed. The final question, so now the question is simple. After watching what happened against Italy, after seeing the deep shots, the impossible passes, the leadership under pressure, is Caitlin Clark officially the best player on Team USA? Or is this only the beginning of an even bigger story? Because if this performance was any indication, the world might only be witnessing the first chapter of Caitlin Clark's legend.